Here with Jalen Rose, founder of the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy in Detroit, where today he is getting honored by the National Alliance for Public Charter Schools at the second annual Charter School Leadership Awards with the inaugural Trailblazer Award. First off, Jalen, how do you feel getting that honor?
I'm nervous. Y'all got me sweating. Look at this. I'm nervous. I don't get awards for this type of activity. But
Yeah. And Fred, we got to talk Redskins. Yeah. Third win of the season, Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
What's the future look like for the Redskins?
I think it looks bright.
Nice. And last but not least, I heard you guys talking previously about Colin Kaepernick. Will we see him back in the NFL this season?
Need to.
I think we will. Teams need him. There's a lack of great quarterbacks out there. And I know for one, he won't draw back and let somebody just take the ball out of his hand.
Shots fired. Last but not least, what are your thoughts on the 2020 election and all the things going on around it?
Oh man, it's crazy. So I'm just sitting back waiting to see what happened. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I'm the whistleblower. Everybody looking for the whistleblower. I'm the whistleblower, and that's what I'm gonna tell everybody on tour. What happened? All right.
The Ravens, on the other hand, your Baltimore Ravens. Talk about the emergence of Lamar Jackson this season.
I love Lamar. The light that he's been to the city. It's electrifying to watch him play, the way he goes, he carries himself, and he's super humble.
And one of the highlights of tonight is the USBA junior welterweight fight that we're having. What can we look forward to?
Well, an action-packed fight. I mean, one thing the voice had is good fights, especially with this crowd. You have to have good fights. So I'm looking forward to another action-packed fight and seeing the champion get his hand raised.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And last but not least, the fight tonight. What can we expect from it?
Well, it's exciting. I can't wait, and I'm not getting back in the ring, okay?
Oh,
Trust
man. That's what we wanted. That was my next question.
No, I'm done. I'm okay.
Thanks so much. It was a pleasure. Nice meeting you. A true pleasure. Coach, there are a lot of smiles today on the Hilltop. Obviously, it's homecoming, but also you guys have won 4-1 start. Tell me, what's been the keys to success for this Georgetown Hoyas football team?
It's the same thing we've been talking about since August 1st. You know, we're just trying to get 1% better. You know, both those games are against really good football teams, and
you guys talked about coming over some of that adversity that you guys have faced. You guys did get that win, though, at Cornell. Talk about some of the positives from that game that you hope they use in today's game.
Well, I mean, once you get the first one, you can go on a losing streak is one thing, but when you haven't won one yet, that weighs on you. So,
Coach, it's a beautiful day here on the Hilltop. We're excited for Senior Day game. I know your seniors are very excited. Tell us about some of your unsung heroes of the senior crop of your football team.
You know, I always talk about this senior class as building the foundation for our program.
And talking about the significance of playing after September 11th, how special was this game for you personally, Coach, and for the team?
Anytime that you play here with the number 35 on the field, it's a big deal. So Joe Akabachi is alive and well here at Georgetown, and want to make sure that we continue that tradition as we keep going with this program.
So up next on DKN Sports, it's my honor to welcome in number 30, Mr. Ryan Mitchell. I know Quincy was awarded as the winner of this year's award. So for you guys, I mean, how excited are you for Quincy?
Well, I'm very excited.
Now I want to go back to Big Baller Brand. So obviously, I mean, you guys are the main corporate sponsor of the Tatas team, and obviously your brand now, I think, is world revered around the world. But I want to hear specifically from you. I mean, what are your primary objectives with growth in Europe and the rest of the world? I mean, what's next for the Big Baller Brand?
What's next for the Big Baller Brand? We got a lot of things in the works right now. But like I said, the main goal is to make this empire so big.
Something you said was role model, and I think that term has been up for debate so much now, because now we see athletes saying, I didn't sign up to be a role model. I want to live my life, and I make a mistake. They're saying, they don't want to be judged because they're not a role model. But do you think athletes have that duty to be role models? Are they thrust into that position?
I think some do.
Big win over the Providence Fires. I'm here with Georgetown's Cynthia Pecky. I mean, Cynthia, you've had such a strong end to the season. What does that mean for the Georgetown Hoyas and for you as you look ahead to the Big East tournament?
It definitely means a lot.
Kelsey Nicole Nelson here live for the 2018 Franklin D. Watkins Memorial Award in the beautiful Crystal City Hilton located here. And did you know that in last week's Washington Redskins victory over the New York Giants, wide receiver Deshaun Jackson recorded his 19th 60-yard reception touchdown? This puts him just one short of NFL Hall of Famer Bobby Mitchell's touchdown reception record, which is tied for third most in NFL history. Lucien Boutte is the underdog, but he does have 98 rounds under his belt of world championship fighting. My name is Kelsey Nelson, and I'm a student in the Sports Industry Management program here at Georgetown University, where we strive to provide students, staff, and faculty with some of the most advanced technologies available in an educational setting. Serving his 6th term in the United States House of Representatives, Congressman Mike Conaway represents 29 counties in Texas's 11th congressional district, including Odessa, Midland, and San Angelo. He's also a Permian Panther. Kelsey Nicole Nelson here with this year's Watkins Award standard bearer, Mr. Quincy Patterson II. Quincy, when they called your name as this year's award winner, I mean, what was going through your mind?
Well, initially I was in disbelief.
Wardell Curry tonight. He earned his full name. I mean, the Wizards tried, but trying wasn't enough for them tonight. Staying on the subject of free agency, big surprise here in Washington, D.C. When Bradley Beal was retained. I know for some, they did not think that he was worth the money. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on why you guys think the Wizards chose to retain Bradley Beal, and what will he do for the Wizards organization. Unfortunately, I guess we all saw the outcome of that game, and they were basically killed that game, 71-56. I think Maryland has hit that roadblock. Melo Trimble was the only person who actually did stuff that game, and he got poked in the eye by Iowa's famous eye poker. The Villanova Wildcats find themselves up by 9 points at the half, much to Harry Prayer's, the head coach, delight. The Villanova Wildcats have been able to stretch the floor. And I mean, what did you guys think about the players? Like, we see them on the football field. How cool was it seeing them play basketball?
Number 3. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was really good.
He looked like he could be like Steph Curry. Like,
Steph Curry with the shot.
It's interesting to see football players playing basketball because it's out of their element. You see how they really perform as an athlete.
and that just tells you they're athletes. They're not just basketball or football players. It's really cool to see that.
Closing out from the Xfinity Center, I'm Kelsey Nelson here with Lex Taylor, where we just witnessed the University of Maryland women's basketball team defeat the Iona Gales 74-58, and what a great game it was. The atmosphere was great. Maryland was playing at home. They were the number 2 seed in the Lexington region, taking on a number 15 seed in Iona. And Lex, what did Maryland do today, do you think, to win?
For the Warriors team, of course you have the Splash Brothers, but game one, they didn't even need to play big because they had their bench. And can you just allude to how their bench is playing and how that's kept them in this finals?
Who's set to pair? Fran Dressner, Cynthia Bailey, and Kenya Moore will all make cameos in this season's remaining episodes. Plus, one explosive meeting with Dina Lohan. Get the full scoop here.
And them getting a chance to come here right outside of our nation's capital and tour Washington, D.C., getting to see the African-American Museum, what do you hope they take from that experience?
It's a lot of history in this city, but it's a lot of history that
It was a tale of two stories. As Friday night, the Washington Mystics left this very court in heartbreak, but today they left in triumphant victory with the 88-70 win to breeze past the Indiana Fever. Steph Curry put on a clinic, and let's remember, in the first half, Brian, he didn't even really have the help of Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. He didn't need it. No. He was the Steph Curry, the MVP Steph Curry that we saw last season. He's doing it again, and that is why the Warriors are 45-4 right now with Steph Curry.
And since this is your last season, how do you want to be most remembered by all your fans? Well, I hope the fans can remember, obviously, the high points. And
obviously, as we talked about in the Ward Center, how important is it for them to see positive images of young African-American males and themselves as role models?
It's so important, because if you see other people that look like you doing it, you can say, I can do it too.
And for everyone watching, thanks so much for tuning in right here to DK in Sports.